Yeah guys, now we are going to discuss about this data set. So as we are already covered about data table, data set is nothing but collection of data tables. Okay, let's have a simple program which can demonstrate you about this data set and all those. So if you know data table, you can manage for maintaining the data and all those, but data set is required sometimes whenever you have multiple tables. So you can group them as list of data tables into one unit, that is what called data set. So again I am starting from the scratch. This program is going to be bit bigger one, so but try to understand it. Okay, so data set. So guys, for this one also you have to import the namespace using system.data, then only this class can be recognized. So ds is equal to new data set. So for data set you cannot give any name, for data table you can give the name, but data set there will be no name. Okay, so now here you can add tables in one syntax, or else there will be two chances will be there. So you can create a data table, dt is equal to new data table. You need to create a data table, then you can add that into data set. However, I did like this one. Suppose let's take some students. So this is one way you can create a data table and you can add it to the data set. Other way is directly you can add tables.add. Here you can take new data table of employees, example. Okay, so from here onwards you can create table columns and all those. So for that the convenient thing is this one only. Let me take this one. So let me take this is dt1 and this is as dt2, and let's take it as employees. So now I am in one data set, I am just adding two tables. Okay, so now first let's adding columns to table 1 in the sense student table example. So as this dt1 dot columns dot add, you know how to add these all stuff, right? So let's take some serial number. So the type of integer. So let's take the same columns what we discussed so far. So string, age, double, something like this. Now adding columns to table 2. So dt2 dot columns dot add of id, type of integer, name, string, designation, salary. Oh sorry guys, for age int is fine, I just taken double, that's wrong. So now the columns are ready. Now add rows also, adding rows to table 1. So dr1, let me take some data row, dr1 equal to dt1 dot new row. So dr1 of 0, that's what serial number 1, dr1 of 1, that is name, dr1 of 2, that is what age. So after that we'll add it to the table. So dt1 dot rows dot add of this dr1. One row we are adding. Let's add one more row also for the same table. So dr2 is equal to serial number 2. So here also dr2. So this is how we can add data to first table. Now let's adding rows to table 2. So again data row dr3 is equal to dt2 dot new row. We are selecting the other table now. So sorry guys, here also you should modify, otherwise it's going to be wrong. Yeah. So now dr3 of 0, that is what id, dr3 of 1 name, dr3 of 2 designation, dr3 of 3, that is the fourth one, called salary, so now add this to data table 2, dt dot rows dot add of dr3. So like the same, we can add one more row to the same one. So let's make it is dr4, and this is also 4. Something like this. So now we have 4 rows, two in one table, 2 in another table. So as of now, that is common everywhere. Now the question is how to print the table. So printing tables. So last time we did with for loop, right? This time let's go everything with for each or for loop, somewhere wherever it is necessary. So now for each data table dt in ds dot tables, from data set 1 table you will get into this dt object this time. So now what you will do, let's print their table names first. So here dt dot table name, then you will get 2 tables one after another. Now you can observe, I'm just executing this one. You will get students table, after that employees table. You can have a empty right line. So you got the table name. Now you know how to print the columns and all those, right? So first let us print the columns. Printing columns. So last time we did with for loop, right? Now this time let's go with for each loop again. Data column some dc in dt dot columns as it is. You will get one table at a time. From that you will get all the columns into this. So now let's use a write statement, because all columns to be printed in a same line. So let's use console dot write. So dc dot column name. Here I am giving 5 space to get some space between the columns. Now if I execute, I can see both table columns. So you can see serial number, name and age. So here we got ID, name, designation and salary. This is how you can get the columns. Now next, how to print the rows. Printing rows. Again last time also we did with for loop. This time let's go with for each loop. So for each data row drr example in dt dot rows. Now you will get one row into this one. So again you don't know how many columns are there, correct? So again I have to take a for each loop again, where data column DCC in dt dot columns. So here we can print as per the same space. Here we have to print like this. In the row, the current row DRR, you will print the current column DCC. That's it. You will get all the rows. You can see this. Guys, one more thing. After this, you have to write a console write line. Then rows will print in next line every time. After completing one row, you can see. So this is how you can manage the data from a data set. So this is how we can create a data table, this is how we can create a data set, and we can print the data in the command prompt, or else you can iterate them by using the for loop or for each loop or any of the looping statement you can use. If you use for loop, the program is going to be a bit complex. That is the reason I preferred for each, because already data is there. I'm just trying to print it on the screen. So I hope it is clear. In the next session we can see how to establish the connection from C# program to a SQL Server database. Thank you.